Hello. It's been quite a day, some amazing experiences. Thank you for that introduction and for having us. I love being a part of this session, the big questions. They save the easy ones for the end of the first day, right? It's good stuff. I'm coming to you wearing my designer hat today, as was introduced. I specifically live in a space called design thinking, as Aaron was referencing. We were huddling and aligning before we got up, right? Design thinking is, relatively new, right? I would say about the past 20 years has design thinking emerged in the design field, right? Because historically, design has been about objects and visuals and aesthetics. Its primary pursuit was beauty, right? In a multi-hundred-year kind of sense. Only recently, I think, has design and design thinking has been the kind of threshold to be a part of a much wider notion of problem solving. And the way we think about design thinking is very much kind of paired with the notion of social innovation. What the kind of practice I've committed my life to is how design thinking has started being a guest in the social systems questions, the experience design of different communities, the ethics, the cultural models of how we live, learn, work, and play and sustain ourselves in this world. So for me, design has become a practice of asking questions. We have a methodology for asking questions that we've been experimenting with. In fact, Bruce Mau, one of the kind of forefathers of the design field here in Chicago, where massive change was exhibited at the Museum of Contemporary Art here in Chicago, has described design as the act of imagining an audacious future state and reverse engineering the systematic process to achieving that future, right? So in this sense, we're not so intimidated by the kind of capital D word design with all of its history and all of its complexity. It might be more like a verb, a kind of lowercase d design, that it's really a daily practice of asking questions and solving those questions. My practice has been focused on seeking out the biggest of the big questions, what I like to call epic challenges, those radioactive questions that all of us probably wake up in the morning committed to taking on. Things that are those wicked problems that seem intractable and that there is no solution that is clear. That has brought me to problems like the oil sands and tar sands in northern Alberta, using design thinking to bring Aboriginal chiefs and oil companies together to figure out how to use a language to move forward. Or working on purposeful media with the Oprah Winfrey Company to enable people to imagine living their best life. Or the 2008 Obama campaign, where we're reimagining what citizenship is and civic action, right? Today I'm coming to you, as was introduced, wearing another hat. I've become the Chief Design Officer at Intarcia Therapeutics. This is a very different kind of biotech pharma company, right? One of the most epic challenges that we face, healthcare, right? So we decided to jump in to take on the easy one, because it's the end of the day. We'll talk about healthcare, right? This company was founded recently. It's a startup that has been born in Boston and has as its objective to fundamentally disrupt how we manage and deal with chronic disease in our country. Just the small one, all chronic disease, right? We're starting with diabetes. Another easy first place to start, right? Diabetes has become the first way we're going to apply our design thinking, our technology, and the new capabilities we have to really think differently about the question and the problem of chronic disease. It turns out when you try to reframe and think about the problem, we may have been taking on these questions the wrong way. When you look at the history, about 2005 to 2016, just over 10 years, if you look at the US population that has type 2 diabetes, it turns out that of people who are in control of their A1C level, a managed state, the essential success rate has stayed the same, if not gone down. Imagine this, over 11 years, with the advancement of all the technologies, all the capabilities, essentially this community's state of health has gotten worse or not changed in 11 years. The more surprising part of this is that over that exact same amount of time, in the pharma world, 40 or more different medicines, pills, and drugs have gone to market. Imagine this. Nothing has changed, but 40 different solutions have been launched. This is Albert Einstein's definition of insanity, right? So we think maybe it's not about another medicine, another drug. It might be a question of, are we even asking the right questions? What kinds of tools, what kinds of technologies, what kinds of mindsets and frameworks, in the same kind of radical way that Aaron questioned a particular pivot point in education, might we be asking as we look at the experience of health? That's what we're doing at Intarcia. I think this is all about asking the right question. I think that's been, for me, the theme of what I've heard throughout the day, that no matter what sector all of you are working, we're trying to ask the right questions, and we're pursuing the discipline and using different tools to figure out where real impact will lie. It's been an honor to listen to those conversations and to be a part of it. So thank you for letting us be a part of your community.